Hi everybody, we have a Labradoodle puppy video update for you today. We're going to tell you all about our Salish Sea litter. We're going to give you an update on each of the puppies, update their weight, tell you about their milestones over the past week, and what to expect coming up in the next week. Hi, I'm Claire from Van Isle Labradoodles, and these are medium Australian Labradoodle puppies, and our litter name is the Salish Sea. Our mama Labradoodle is Orca, and our papa Labradoodle for this litter is Tig. And we have a rainbow litter pretty much here. We have quite a few different color combinations and a couple of patterns in here. So we have some nice chocolates, we have apricot, and we have a couple of really pretty tuxedo markings, and we have a chocolate, and we have a little bit of solid going on. We really have something for everyone. And you can see all the puppies are doing just great. In today's video, you'll have a chance to see how much they've filled out. The difference between week 1 and week 2 is always quite dramatic, as the puppies, instead of looking like newborn little tiny things, now look more like actual puppies with nice big strong bodies and really moving along well in the process. So in the past week, the main change for this litter is that Mama Orca is starting to spend a little bit more time away from her puppies. And by that, we just mean she leaves this whelping box and goes and sleeps in her own bed, which is directly next to the whelping box. That way she gets a little bit of a break from the puppies. She has some personal time, if you will, a little bit of time to recharge. She can rest, but she's right next to them, so of course she can hear and see anything that's going on and if they need her. And mostly what the puppies do right now is they eat, sleep, and repeat. That's pretty much what they're going to do for the first few weeks of their lives. They spend most of their energy on just growing, because the growth in a puppy is extremely accelerated. They go from being born to ready to go home with you, running, eating, doing everything within 8 weeks. It's really a remarkable process, and how much goes on with a puppy in the first 8 weeks. And you can see even now the way they're nursing is quite a bit different from how they were when we did our birth announcement and even our week 1 litter update. So you can see they're a little bit more inventive with their way of getting to the milk bar. Now right now they're in a little bit of a big pile up there because this box is very small, and I'm in here and Orca's in here, so they're in very tight quarters there trying to get themselves into the milk bar position. And you can see Orca is still making sure that they're all eliminating properly. Orca is still the primary source of that activity. Now this week, between this week and week 3, the puppies will start to be able to eliminate on an independent basis. Now mom will still continue to stimulate the puppies and clean them, and part of that is just to keep the whole nest clean, but she will continue to do that until the puppies are around 4 weeks old. And even at 4 weeks old, you'll see many moms who will come and they'll nose up the bums of their puppies, check them out, make sure everything's all right and that their back ends are tidy. So it's a very efficient process, and luckily the moms find it to be something that's agreeable to them. And you see Orca's got a little bit of a bad hair day going on here with her mustache, and that's as a result of all this licking and cleaning she's doing. So when the moms start weaning their puppies and we send them to their post maternity cleanup groom, usually their mustaches have to get thinned out quite a bit because they do develop fairly bad mats. Even if we comb them out regularly, they still will develop a mat within a few hours just from this constant licking. And also the puppies also gravitate towards mom's mouth area too. So it's a little bit of a losing battle for a little while, but it's not going to be anything serious. And hair always goes right back, right Orca? So this week, what I want all of our families on this litter list to start thinking about is finding themselves their vet, their trainer, and their groomer. So we will send you out a video about all of that and what we expect that you would want to do when you're finding these good resources and partners for you for your Labradoodle puppy. And one of the things between the time we made the video and now is it's much more difficult to locate a vet that is taking new patients. So while previously we had the luxury of speaking to multiple vets and somewhat interviewing them and choosing a vet that matched our personal expectations, now we're limited to hoping and crossing our fingers that we're able to find a vet, period. So if you already have a vet, if you had a dog previously and you are able to be a client still with your new puppy, breathe a sigh of relief. If you have to go and search for a new vet, do so now. Start looking now. You may need to go on a waiting list. And what we suggest for all of our Van Isle Doodle families is that you post on our private Facebook page, which is just for our families, nobody else, and just post on there and say, hey, I live in, and do you have any vet recommendations? And then see if by any chance you might be able to get into that vet clinic. As I said, it's not easy to find a vet now, and some people really have to wait quite a while to find one. So you may find yourself on a waiting list. But if you find a vet and it's maybe not your first choice, and the vet isn't entirely familiar with Australian Labradoodles, that's okay. Take the opportunity to educate them. You want to make sure that they know that your dog is an Australian Labradoodle, not a Labradoodle, not an Aussie Doodle. Those are two different types of dogs. The other thing you want to do is start looking for your trainer. Now you need to have your puppy going to socialization classes within a couple of weeks after coming home from us. So you want to start booking those classes now. The purchase contract does require that you start socialization ASAP. There will be a specific date in the contract for you, which is roughly 2 weeks after you take your puppy home. So start looking around for classes. And again, post on the private Facebook group. Ask other Van Isle Doodle families for recommendations in your area. If you live on Vancouver Island, if you are especially in the south, our first recommendation is Communicanine. They do have regular puppy classes starting all the time. And there's two different classes that your contract will require you to be taking. One is puppy socialization, puppy kindergarten, whatever phraseology the trainer uses. And the other then will be more of a manners class, a more formal learning class where you and your puppy will learn together. You'll learn the basic things like sit, stay, down, come, those types of things. That comes later. Generally speaking, that happens around the 5-month mark for your dog. You don't want to try and do things before your dog is ready, because then you're not going to be successful, and neither is your dog, and you're both going to be frustrated. So again, when you're picking your trainer, this time you do want to be absolutely sure that the trainer has the right approach for an Australian Labradoodle. So you don't want to look for a trainer who specializes in very strong obedience type things, deals with dogs that are in the red zone, dogs who require a very firm and strict hand. You want somebody who has a more bond-based approach, that does consider the process to be learning between you and your dog, and that they recognize the very sensitive and soft nature of the Australian Labradoodle. Ideally, you're going to find a trainer who works with Australian Labradoodles regularly, and even better, one that knows the difference between an Australian Labradoodle, a Labradoodle, and an Aussie Doodle. That's one of the questions I would recommend asking. And then finally, a groomer. Groomer, same situation as a vet's. Next to impossible to find a groomer who is taking new clients. And again, you want a groomer who is familiar with Australian Labradoodles and what their cut should look like. So when you pick your puppy up, you will have a handout that goes home with you that you can take to your groomer and say, hey, this is how I want my Labradoodle cut. Can you tell me if you know how to do this? Is this okay? And then you will also want to ask to look at their book. Ask them to show you pictures of Australian Labradoodles that they have clipped and make sure the look is the one you like. It's your dog. You can clip your dog however you wish. However, there is a recommended breed standard clip for the dogs that gives them the teddy bear look and what everybody is seeking. The last thing you want is a groomer who's going to poodle your doodle. Yeah, that's not good, is it? Eh? No, Orca, no. So you want to get started on that as well. Before you have your puppy come home with you, lots of time to go and check these places out. So for all three, when you have one or two, hopefully, options to go check, go to the vet clinic, just drive by, just go make sure. Is it clean, tidy? Is everything being run professionally? That's the first thing you want to be aware of before you actually book the appointment. Same thing for the trainer. Ask if you can go and observe a couple of puppy classes. Always a great way to get a good idea of the approach, the style. Again, is it professional? Is it clean? Are the puppies happy? Are the people that are there looking like they're enjoying themselves too? And then same thing for the grooming shop. Great opportunity. Just pop by, go in. Again, make sure is it clean and tidy. Of course, there's going to be dog hair everywhere. You expect that, just like at the hairdresser. There's people's hair on the floor. You do expect it to be swept up regularly, so keep that in mind though. Nice and clean, professional. Do the dogs seem happy, or are there a lot of dogs crying and fussing? Maybe not the place that you want to go. And if they do happen to have a moment, you can ask to take a look at their book. But don't be surprised if they're just too busy to be able to accommodate that for you. And don't go to one without first ascertaining that they are taking new clients. Because if you get to go on a wait list, you don't want to have started by annoying them by just popping in and taking up their valuable time. So those are the three main stakeholders that everyone needs to get started on their search for. Yeah, because it's important to have people in partnership with you that are just the type of person that you want to be in a relationship with for the lifetime of your Australian Labradoodle. So now let's get on to the update for everybody. Orca continues to do really well. She's still eating really nicely. She does have her moments where she says, I think I might prefer something else. So we just leave it for her and let her eat it at her own speed. She does eat everything up, but some days she has different preferences. Are you giving me the eye? Are you? Yeah. The puppies, they are all doing fabulously. They're so lovely and quiet. It's a very nice, content litter. They seem to think that Orca is just the best mom in the whole world. And you can see now they've all managed to find their spots at the milk bar. They've all found their location and they're settled in. So when they do nurse, they don't actually drink for a terribly long period of time. And now what they're all doing is they're just hanging on, and mostly they're sleeping just for the comfort it provides. Just being next to mom and having the nipple in your mouth provides a lot of soothing and comfort for a puppy. So they really enjoy spending their time curled up with mom next to her there. So let's now do the update for each of the puppies, and as always we're going to do them in birth order. So we're going to start with Blue Collar, who's right here. Now when we take them off of the milk bar, because we want to make sure that they're always associating people with something that's good, we don't want to just grab them off and say, here, this is the puppy. We want to give them a little bit of advance warning that, hey, we're here, by petting them. And then we just want to gently take them off, let them release, and there we go. And here's Dark Blue Collar. And Dark Blue Collar is our beautiful brown and white tuxedo puppy. Now at 2 weeks, this is when we start seeing puppy's eyes open. And blue collar has some good slits going on there, but the eyes are not fully open yet. And Orca is still, as you see, very possessive with her puppies. And if they are picked up at all, she has to come and make sure everything's going all right. I'm going to try and get her to not clean the puppies' bums up while I'm holding them, because otherwise that means they go to the bathroom all over me. So that might be a bit of a struggle with her. So blue collar has slits there. I expect that these eyes are going to be open, oh, if not by the end of today, then early tomorrow. And blue collar currently weighs 940 grams. We are getting very close to the 1 kilogram mark for these puppies. There you go, blue. Next is red collar. And red collar is right here. And hello, sweetheart. Hi. Just as he goes over there to Mom, we'll just interrupt his path. There we go. And red collar does have his eyes open, so you can just see the beginnings of those beautiful little eyes. Now, puppies all have blue eyes when they first open. Their eyes will not stay blue. So the black dogs will have very dark brown eyes, just like Orca. The blue collar, the chocolate dog, will have slightly lighter brown eyes. And then the apricot dogs here will have hazel colored eyes. But for now, everybody's got blue eyes. So this is our little puppy who's either a caramel or an apricot, because we don't know yet, who is also a tuxedo. And red collar boy currently weighs 990 grams. So he just missed that 1 kilogram mark. Here we go, my little sweetheart. I'll put you back down there. Then we have pink collar, our only girl in the litter. Come here, buddy. Come here, sweet girl. Oh. And pink collar, we know, is an apricot because she has that black nose, and she does have her eyes open. Indeed, she opened her eyes at day 10. She was the first puppy to open her eyes. Clearly, the only female is the star of the show, right? Are you the big star? And this little girl is a gorgeous apricot. Her little nose is almost all filled in. Lots of white markings on her toes and her chest. And you can see she's hungry because she's trying to eat my finger there. And pink collar girl is 970 grams. Here, how about if we go down here and you find the milk bar instead of my finger? Hey, can I help you find the spot? There we go. Oh, she's so excited that she was able to get latched on there. I'll just move over a little bit. Next we have yellow collar. And yellow collar is, these little collars we have are so hard to see the actual collar color. Here we go. Here's yellow collar. And you were a black and white boy. And yellow collar also has his eyes open. He was number 2 to open his eyes. He opened his on day 11. So here he is in all of his beautiful black and white glory. This is a handsome man. Our little, mostly tuxedo marked guy with his white on his face, the back of his head, white on his paws there, and then that gorgeous gleaming ebony coat. Oh, and he's opening his eyes up nice and wide to show everybody his little peepers. Yeah, those are very pretty eyes. And yellow collar is the smallest puppy in the litter at 810 grams. So it just goes to show you that it doesn't matter if you're the biggest or the smallest in terms of meeting milestones. It's totally unrelated to that. And as for when is it normal for puppies to open their eyes? Anywhere from about 10 to 18 days, with 14 being the average time that puppies open their eyes. Next we have green collar. And green collar is right here. Oh good, green's not attached, so he won't be mad at me. There we go. Here is our beautiful, beautiful ebony boy, our lovely solid boy. Ebony dogs are my favorite, especially Australian Labradoodles. When Labradoodles first appeared on the scene, that was what pretty much all of them were. And as breeders, we were all excited when we got a chocolate. And then the next thing we were all excited about was when we got a party. And then from there, it went to Phantom. And from Phantom, it went to Tries. And now the current thing is Roan. I'm not a fan of Roan myself. I like Tries, I like Phantoms, I like parties. I also love solids. But along the way, everybody tried joy to move to all these different colors, which is all great. It's wonderful to have such a rainbow of choices in the Australian Labradoodle breed. But the black dogs got lost in the process. So now finding a black Australian Labradoodle is not that easy to do. So they have always been my favorite. It doesn't matter what the breed is. I just love the gleam and the shine of an ebony puppy. And this little one, he has the most beautiful face. He's just a pretty, pretty boy, aren't you? And Mr. Green is 970 grams. And then the last and certainly not least is Purple Collar, who is somewhere around here. You're purple, I think, aren't you? Yes, and Purple is busy nursing, as Purple often does, and Purple is the one puppy who is over a kilogram. Yay, Purple! The last born, and he is at 1.02 kilograms. His eyes are also open, although right now he's not going to show them to us because he's in nursing mode and they have their eyes closed when they're nursing. Really, really pretty boy. He is an actual tuxedo, a beautiful, handsome black tuxedo boy. Gorgeous size, really nice. And this is a really good example of how beautiful the body condition is on these puppies. You can see they're nice, they're full, they're well proportioned, they got nice full tummies, but they're not sticking out tummies like that. They're just beautiful, solid dogs. Hello, handsome. Now, nobody can hear yet. That is what we're going to be looking at for next week's milestone. Here, I'll put you back sort of where you were. See if you can find your spot. I'm just going to move out of his way a little bit there. So help him find his way back to where he was. So their ears usually open anytime between now and around day 24. Usually we find the ears open, well, more around about day 18, day 19. So normally what we would do as soon as their ears were open, we would move the puppies from the maternity ward into our nursery and in the doodle den. But right now we still have Dottie's puppies there, and they're going to be there until they go home on June the 4th. So we're going to make a new nursery in here for these puppies, just so that for a few days more they're here. But they're going to need more space. They can't stay in this small box. These are good sized puppies, and this coming week they are going to be moving about even more. They're up on all fours now, tottering around, and as soon as they start to be playing and showing us they need more space, we'll take the box out. We'll use a X pen in here. It'll be exactly the same size as it would be in the doodle den, exactly the same flooring, and we'll start opening the door here so that there is more sights and sounds and desensitization going on. We wait till their ears are open and they have a couple of days to adjust before we start exposing them to too many new things, because you don't want to overwhelm them. You want everybody to be doing things at a nice, slow, steady, comfortable pace so that nothing is introduced that becomes alarming. Everything is introduced just casually, and you gain confidence and your puppy grows in confidence, as opposed to going, oh, here's all these new things. Here's the vacuum. Here's the washing machine. Here's us making dinner. And the poor puppy's like, holy smokes, I only just got my ears open and it's just a cacophony of sound all the time. So you want to just make it a nice, gradual, slow process for them. So that's our plan for the next week. We will do our next litter update from here, but you'll see that the box will probably be gone. If their ears are not open, if they're not wandering around and needing more space, then we'll leave them here until they're ready to do so. Orca and the puppies will guide our decision on that. But you can see they're all super happy, content puppies, really doing so nicely, just calm, quiet, and really enjoying Mama Orca's milk bar. So I hope you enjoyed this update. If you have any questions about anything to do with Labradoodles or finding your vet, groomer, trainer, anything at all, please feel free to post them in the comments below here. And if you have a sec and you enjoyed the video, please give us a thumbs up. And we hope you're subscribed to our channel. It's really great if you're one of our families to listen to the litter update videos for all of our litters, even if they're a week or two ahead of yours, just because we try and tell you something different in each one.